Nothing like coming home to this. Yeah. My sweet mango.
Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be kind of a faceless video, but I wanted to show you what is going on in the garden as I prep to travel. Sometimes when I travel I don't prep properly and I always come back to disappointments and disaster. So I'm trying to make sure this time I do, because I'm going for a little under 2 weeks. So I just want to make sure that everybody is in the best position to succeed, and it's almost like I never left. The vandas are definitely pushing out a lot of blooms right now, or a lot of buds. This is a pretty old bloom but it's still going strong. This Tolumnia that I got as a present. Yeah, still going strong, but some of the flowers are fading away because it's been a while. Tango Fire is still holding on but losing a couple of flowers, but still smells amazing. And these baskets are kind of dying off now, but I do see some new flowers coming. They just keep going and going. This is the easiest orchid in our collection for sure. For sure. Look at that. Just popping up everywhere. Let's talk about what I need to do to prepare for this trip and to leave my babies in the best position that they could be in. Before I do that though as well, I do want to update you on a couple of things. Remember from the last video, this is the crystallinum, this is the leaf, it's hardening off and it's huge. It's so big. The Fregetia is much larger than you saw it in the video, and it will be bigger than this last leaf for sure. This is a nice new leaf that has nothing to do with anything I talked about in the last video, but it's so beautiful. With Paraiso Verde, you really have to have good heat in order to have good variegation, so this one is doing well because it's hot here. This is my dark Form Gloriosum and I just love it. It's gorgeous. Number one concern is making sure that the anthurium are kept moist while I am away. So I am going to be putting them in bins and covering them just so they retain their moisture. And I also need to clean up. Everywhere is very messy. Things are everywhere. Things are still not where they're supposed to be since I had the market, so I'm gonna do that as well. All these anthurium have to move and be put into, the majority of them have to be put into bins so that they don't suffer. Yeah. There's also a couple plants that need to be repotted, like this one that I showed you in my favorites video. I would like to repot this before I go so it doesn't dry out too much, and because it's not going to get the water that it needs. And I do want to trim some of my hanging baskets. Like I just trimmed my photos and it looks great. I want to trim some of the others, and that's about it. I've fertilized recently and I have treated for pests recently, so I'm not going to be doing that. And I'll also be doing a deep watering to make everything happy. There are also a couple miscellaneous plants like these Fittonia that I really want to make sure stay moist, so I'm going to put them in the bins with the anthurium. I am now getting into them just because I need like more color in my collection. So these are a good pop of color, but they're so dramatic, my god, I can't. And look at this new leaf on this queen, how exciting. She's a very green queen, but I really like her. So I've actually moved all of my Cattleya orchids and a couple that I am raising to sell. Majority, I would say 90% are ours, and then about 10% are to sell. I've moved them all out here. Wait, is that a Vanda? Don't aggravate me. Why are you out here? No, this is a foul. Oh, this is not where fowls are supposed to be. So it's drying up, but it has two good roots, so that's good. I've moved everything here because it's getting really bright light, but it's filtered. over there. Some gets full sun, some gets bright light. And yeah, I think they'll do really great out here. Currently, this is where I'm keeping a lot of the Hoyas, and I am thinking of moving them by the Cattleyas that you just saw, just because there's so much light that I think they will do well out there. So we will see. Okay, I moved majority of the vandas from the tree onto this tree. They look good so far, but still have some tweaking to do so that when they bloom they don't like break. But so far so good. Let's keep pushing along with the chores. Quick update on my alocasia scalprum. Look at that leaf. She is absolutely perfect. Everything. I think she'll lose this leaf soon, but that's okay. That's okay, baby girl. You're doing great. I have to make sure to set her in a little thing with water because I want her to stay moist and push out the new leaf, or at least start to push out a new leaf when I'm traveling. So yeah, that's my girl. These are 2 plants I would like to repot before I go. Sorry. These are 3 plants that I would like to repot before I go. This one especially, roots are like taking over. This pot is simply too small for this anthurium. Yeah, this pot is just simply too small. It's not holding enough moisture, and I'll probably put it in one of these. It's just slightly bigger. I love my spaghetti. I'm contemplating whether to wait till I get back to pot it because I'll probably have the size pot I need when I get back, or and just like top dress it with some substrate, aka put some substrate on the top and leave it. I'm not sure. You know I don't want it to dry out when I'm done though. The leaf is still soft. This is gonna get bigger. What? The leaf is still soft. This plant is gonna get so big. These are all plants that I would like to repot before I go. This one needs a moss bowl, so I'm gonna do that. These 3, this is Alocasia platinum. I got it in a plant trade, and this is the Warshawishii Aurea, and it's never had enough soil in this pot to be fair. And then this random brandy that's here, that's living in that pot. Need to repot these. Desperately need to repot this as well. Why is it in a pot like this? I don't even know. So I want it in a bigger pot. And probably I'm gonna trellis it in some capacity because it's quite ugly right now. And this McDowell desperately needs a repot as well. I want it to do well, so I'm gonna give it a fighting chance. Not ideal to repot my Freda when a new leaf is coming out and it's so variegated, but I can't leave it in this spot. It's just too small. It's losing leaves left, right, and center. Too small. I think this is the last one because I need to be realistic. I'm just gonna give it a slightly larger pot, and I'm gonna extend the pole as well. Because right now it's definitely, it needs to repot. Bad. That's it. Okay, I'm gonna add you to the bin because they need to stay moist. For the anthurium that remain outside, I am going to make sure each one has a little dish like that and give it a deep watering and leave the water at the bottom because they drink the water so fast. Or a cover pot like this with no hole at the bottom. But it will only be like this much water. It won't be more than that because I don't want raw either. But yeah, I'll keep them in the little dishes and I think that'll be good enough for them. They're too big for the bin. A great problem to have. For the ones that cannot fit in the bin, I've moved them all from the top shelf to these bottom two shelves to try to avoid as much wind as possible so they can retain the water that they use. I'll keep everything down here with as many dishes as possible. Rest in peace to this girl. Oh, you are sweet. Oh. Now I'm not going to cover this. I just want more humidity around the roots, and that's why I'm gonna like keep them together, but I'm not covering the bin. I'll just leave a little bit of water reserve at the bottom, but I won't cover it. Another thing that I'm gonna do is top dress everything with sphagnum moss and move it out of the light so that there isn't the opportunity for it to dry out as badly. Okay, I think I'm done. I think the girls are ready for me to go. This is what we're looking like after removing some of the anthurium. To be fair, most of the anthurium that were here are still here. And they have the dishes underneath, but I did do a fertilizing because I realized I had done it 2 weeks ago. So I did fertilizing, but I switched out what I use. I use Super Thrive, which is really a feeding, not a fertilizing, but we'll get into that in a different video. And I also use Epsom salts, and that is that on that. I've only recently gotten into Epsom salts, like maybe a couple months ago, like 2-3 months ago now, but I use it very sparingly because I don't want to burn my plants. I brought in a couple of plants that I repotted. I treated a couple plants with pesticide just in case as a preventative measure, and yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever new leaves come from when I travel, and also any new blooms from cattleyas. I see a couple sheaths that are quite full, and it's clear that they're gonna have flowers when I'm gone. So I'm a little sad because some of them are actually first-time bloomers as well, so I'm gonna miss that. But this is the reality. You can like love to travel and also see everything in the garden every time, and that's just reality that you have to face. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned. The sky is so blue today, look at that. Stay tuned for the results when I get back. Let's see how they held up, if there was any catastrophes, if my bin worked well. Well, let's go and look at the bin before I go inside. So I have the bin here, and I'm thinking to keep it here or just put it down there because it's not going to be too bright that it should evaporate in terms of the water. But I watered and fertilized everybody, or fed everybody, and so there's a little water at the bottom, a little bit of a reserve, nothing crazy, but you can see that like when I watered, whatever excess came out, I left it in there. So we will see how that works out. I think it will be good, honestly. But yeah, I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you so much for watching, commenting, and subscribing. I will see you guys on the next video. Love you. Bye.